Oklahoma SBDC, Denton Public Library, Texas Tech, Northwest Texas Business Resource Center, and REI Women's Business Center. Thank you for being here, representing and taking care of your small business community. Now, let's see if I can move that forward. This is who I am. I do come from a small business background, 18 plus years in small business, 14 years heavily in international e-commerce, but also I'm a Google trainer. So I've had the opportunity for the last 5.5 years to work with small businesses, helping them go from ideation all the way forward. And I've done that as well. I've earned the Texas Governor's Excellence in Small Business Award. And I love to see small businesses grow and do celebratory dances, of gift dances, all the way across everywhere we connect on socials. So this is who I am, but I have had the great opportunity to live all over the world. My father retired Air Force 27 years, and I grew up in bases. So welcome to everybody. I do see you here. Laura, I see you also. Fiora in Texoma, Texas, welcome. And Durant, actually. And we've got Patrice here, property management, welcome. We're going to be talking today about how you can launch your business with customer-focused marketing. If you want to know any small business tools that Google has available to you, you'll see that right here at this URL. Know that everything that I'm talking about today is free, 100% free. I only talk about things that are free or small fee. A lot of times people are using paid tools when there's free tools already available to them through Google. So we'll talk about how you can use these with your free personal Gmail or free Google account, as well as best practices and how you can launch your business with customer-focused marketing and not get into the bad practice of doing something that's expensive or costing you a lot of cash flow and not getting you that visibility. All right. And if you are tweeting or posting, if you'll use the hashtag #GrowWithGoogle, it will let all of your connections know you're leveling up your skills, but it also lets the Google team know that this matters to you, and it encourages the rest of my team members to create more that we have available to you. Now, the #1 question that I'm asked when I start this is, why is Google doing this if we're not selling anything? Because we are the #1 search engine in the world. 98% of the world goes to us whenever they want to know, go, do, or buy. Normally on this thing, a mobile device, 74% of us, actually climbing right now to 79%. That's why you heard me say that a moment ago. I almost said it, but we go to a mobile device first when we want to do something. All right, when we're looking for product, service, or solution, it's our first go-to device. So knowing all of this, what Google does is we need that correct information to be able to be the #1 search engine in the world. And where do we get that correct information about businesses? Directly from the business. And this is how. All right, so now you know the how behind it and the why. And my name's Maria Elena Duron. You can find me here on Twitter, or this is me on Instagram. So Twitter is first, my Twitter handle, and then also Instagram. So yes, absolutely. Just because you've commented here, Luis, you will get a copy of this, and I'll tell you when you can comment to get a copy of today's slides too, because some people like also, in addition to the recording, a copy of the slides so they could use that as an outline. All right, so I'm glad that everybody's finding this. There are some notes, actually a handout that you could also print out, Lakita, there. You can find that on that right-hand side, but you will also get that email, again, 24 hours from now, all right? But the fact that you've commented in the question box means you're good to go. Today, we're gonna be talking about that marketing funnel, all right? How many people are familiar with a marketing funnel? Let me know in the question box. And the customer journey, because it is our job as experts in our business to understand the customer's journey and to be experts in our customer. In fact, when we can do a better job articulating the issues, the problems that they're going through, our customers will see us as the solution provider. So we have to do that heavy lifting and be those experts. We're also going to talk about how you reach prospects and create awareness, because people don't know you exist. They cannot do business with you. We'll talk about how you can engage with them and influence and be considered. People don't consider you unless you're a business or a person that they know, like, and trust. So getting to that trust level is part of that consideration. We'll also talk about conversion. Now, because I come from a strong e-commerce background, you'll hear me talk about buying from your site a lot. Understand conversion truly means an action that you see successful happening on your site. They download the list that you want, leave their email address to be added to the list. They see that PDF, they watch your video, they actually buy, they submit their contact form information. That's considered conversion. They do something that you deem successful that you need from them going to your site. So keep that in mind, that even though I'm talking from the business aspect of e-commerce, I also, before I was ever in this line of work and ever launched my own business, I actually came from a fundraising, a national fundraising experience. And I understand the value of volunteers, sponsorships, fundraisers, and fundraisers, okay? So we'll also talk about how you can build loyalty and encourage advocacy, because when we can get third-party validation and recommendation, we come back and come in at a higher level of trust. And when we're at that higher level of trust, then we can close business a lot faster. If we're always at 0, meaning they don't trust us, to 10, meaning they trust us explicitly, if we're always at 0, then it takes a lot of time, energy, and money to build and make that connection, compared to if somebody recommends us and they're at a high level of trust. Let's say they're at an 8 or 9 level of trust, then we have that halo effect, borrowing from their credibility, and we're able to come in, let's say, at a 5 or a 6 in a recommendation, which means it takes us a shorter amount of time to close that business for us to be able to convert. And then, as always, I'll end with recap, free recap and resources. Be and have that thinking cap mind of what is it that you're going to apply first, because knowledge is not powerful. It is not powerful until it is applied. So what is it that you're going to add to your to-do list first to make the time you're spending now an investment and not an expense, right? So Lakeisha, I say, you see marketing there, all right? You're not familiar with marketing funnels yet. You're going to take such a deep dive. You're an expert at this, and you'll have all of the resources available for you to be an expert. In fact, if you want a copy of today's slides, just make sure that you comment in there right now you'd like a copy of today's slides, and you will get those. Let's say, I know about the funnel, but I'm wondering if it's necessary for all businesses. Absolutely, Janifa. We all go through a process when we're making a decision. We go from awareness to all of a sudden consideration. Are they credible? Because we don't want to do business with somebody who is terrible at what they do, or they were great in 1999, but that doesn't apply right now to 2022. So we all look for that, and it's important for us to understand how long that needs to be. The length of time and what you'll need in each of those aspects of the funnel really depends on your business. For example, if I'm a flower shop, right? And for me to get from awareness to consideration to conversion to loyalty, all I have to do is deliver a beautiful flower at the right time, at the right place, nice and fresh, and it's long lasting in a beautiful vase. I'm good to go. Somebody loves it. They tell their friends, you need to do business with ABC Floral Shop. I've already gone through awareness, consideration, conversion, and advocacy, because now they're advocating and referring their friends and family members to me. But let's say I'm an attorney. It may take me a long, long time, a couple of years, before I ever can get through awareness, consideration, conversion, and loyalty. Does that make sense? So the timing of that funnel really depends on the different industries that you have and the opportunities that you have to connect with somebody and really build that trust. Does that make sense? All right, so I see a lot of people here are wanting a copy of today's slides. Thanks so much for finding that question box to make sure you get that. Great marketers make meaning, just so that you know that. It really is our job to be able to put a meaning together and know what this means to our customer. So in this instance, we're really going to cover some things that we see actually happening here with Shalyn and with Sharika, okay? Shalyn and Sharika started a business called TW Totes. What they found in their business was that a lot of people were bringing lunches to work, but they didn't have a nice fancy executive lunch box that was very functional for them. In fact, most everything was built for school students, right? So elementary school most of the time, and not giving the professional air that they were looking at. They did not have marketing knowledge. They just had an amazing idea. And I love that. In fact, we have a new webinar, a new session that we launched called Design Thinking for Entrepreneurs, that's my jam. I know, Laura, you said you had your jam. My jam is that, because for the past 18 years, I've worked entirely with inventors and taking their ideas from an ideation all the way to be able to market it. So I understand sourcing, supplying, testing, molding, I understand all of that. And I know they have minimal marketing knowledge, but they may have a fantastic next new product that we all need to make our lives easier. So what marketing does is it truly creates meaning for the person, for that potential customer, that best customer that gives us the pleasure and profit. In fact, a lot of times when I'm teaching people about how to effectively storytell, especially when you're using video, even if it's short form, TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Stories, to a longer form, it truly is, the story is about that person. They want to see how they align with that story. So as you're telling a story, they want to see themselves in that story. And it's really important for us to keep that in mind. So as you look at your website and all your social properties, Are you telling a story that people can see themselves in that story? Or are you just focusing on you and your story, but not truly giving them something where they feel like, oh my gosh, there's rapport. They get me. This is somebody who really understands, who can support me and make sure I'm not getting into any of these pitfalls. I see myself in this story. That helps when they see themselves to build that trust and that relationship, which now forms credibility. And a lot of times consistency in what we're doing is at the very core of that. Brand consistency builds brand equity and brand trust. There is a reason when we go down the road, we see the golden arches, we know what that means because we see that same logo, those same colors across all platforms. It needs to be the same for you. And then are we influencing that customer along the journey? Are we helping them avoid pitfalls before they even know that could potentially be a pitfall for them? So when we look at a marketing funnel, it has 4 components. Awareness. First, they need to know that we exist. They need to know that there's even a solution. So if you think about that, when people know you exist and they know you have a product or service that can serve them, how are they searching for you? Do they bring out a business card? Do they find your Facebook page or TikTok profile? Are you on Pinterest? Do you have a LinkedIn company profile? How are they finding you? How are they aware? Are people referring and recommending you? All right, so how is it that they are made aware? But if they don't know you exist, but they know there's a product or service that can serve them, how are they searching for you? Are they saying, hey, Google, hey, Alexa, look for this? Do they go out to Facebook and say, hey, does anybody know a really good local dentist? What are they looking for? You need to know the words that they use because nobody wants to be should on and told what they need to search for. They want you to match the words that they use. And so that is a part of us becoming experts in our customer. And then the third question is, if they don't know you exist and they have no idea that there's a product or service or solution that can serve them, what are they looking for? What is it they see? Could it be that, man, I hate my computer. I want to make this work. So that's what they search. What do you do when you hate your computer? Who can help me if I hate my computer? So that could be what they're searching for. By the way, that was a real search term at the beginning of the pandemic that people were looking for when they wanted tech support. And understand Google's first part of our algorithm is relevancy. How well do you match what people are searching for? And if you're not matching, if you have tech support written on all of your content on your site and your social posts and your profiles, and they're searching for I hate my computer, you're not matching. So you're not showing up. If you don't show up, you don't exist and they can't do business with you. Okay. So this is understanding that marketing funnel. And these are the questions to ask. Let me see. Oh, Laura, thank you. You love hearing about people's passions. Yes, mine is working with inventors and having them bring something better to the market that betters everybody's lives. I love that. So giving ideas gravity, that's what I love doing. Let's see. Okay, yep, I see other people wanting copies. You will get that. Remember, it's 24 hours from now. That'll happen. So again, look out for that in your inbox around this time tomorrow. So awareness, how do you reach your customers? Ask yourself these questions. What do they actually need to find the answers? How do they look for that? How can you turn leads into customers? And even though I'm saying customers, if you're a nonprofit, those are your volunteers, your sponsors, your friend raisers, okay? And then do your customers return? Because we know that it takes less money to have a customer buy more from us, increasing their order value and the time they do business with us. And they also refer friends and family members to us, which means it costs us less to get new customers. That it's always good when we can do that, but do we have that built into place? So where in your funnel do you need to spend time and really put your gaze on that to improve? Or do you need to build out this whole funnel already? Because we all go through this funnel just at different levels, depending on where we feel that trust level is being built. So if we're reaching prospects and creating awareness, the first part of that funnel, then we need to know, how are customers searching for us right now? What is their steps? And what do they look like steps before that? So a lot of times when they're searching, that's the looking zone. They know they need a product, service, or solution that can serve them. So they start now evaluating us on price. Well, this is where we get to all be commodities, right? And who wants to be a commodity? Because then nobody thinks that there's anything unique we bring. And a lot of small businesses, our superpower is that we do know who our best customers are. We do know what their needs are because we're closer to them. We know what our brand voice is. We're not trying to do 1,000 surveys to figure out who our customer is. We know it already, and we can reach directly to them and ask, what is it that you need? How did I help you? How did you find me? Why did you consider me? We can have all of those deep, rich conversations that a lot of the larger businesses cannot, because we do have the personal relationship. So important to think about keywords, terms, and phrases. Yep, absolutely, that makes sense. So think about the words that they're using, because those are the keywords, the words that matter to them. One secret place that you can find out keywords also, as you're making people aware, especially if you're launching a new business, because let me see, who was it who said he's launching a new business here? I think it was Anthony. You're launching a new business. Maybe I might have the wrong person, but I think that's who it was. If that's the case, then you may not have customers to ask, right? So talk to friends and family members who already do business with potential competitors that you have. Go read your competitors' reviews, because in their own words, people are saying what matters that your competitor delivers. What is it that they're helping them with? It'll also let you see where their potential gaps are, that what they provide that you may be able to provide better. So it could be a sweet spot for you. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So that might not be the best customer for them, but good for you. Okay. So really get to learn what words that they're using there. Yep, Anthony, I was correct. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it's funnel. What is I've been searching for? Yes. Yes, so you can have something that this is really your guidepost on, you know, is everything at the awareness level? So let's say, Laura, that everything is at the awareness level, and that's where I'm putting the majority of all my time and my resources. But I don't have everything built out in consideration, so they don't have trust for me. I don't make it easy for them to buy from me. I don't even have a buy now, learn more, explore more, or click here button or anything like that. And I don't have any loyalty programs to take the best customers who already love me, but just need some sort of curriculum or list of how to share me with people, so we can set something up and say, hey, you know, I'll reward you or introduce me to your friends, and just let me know, because it helps me grow as a business and understand that when I'm here and growing as a business, I can continue to provide you this service or this product, right? We can have those relationship questions. But when you look at these 4 steps of the funnel, where are you favoring as far as time-wise now that you're spending, that maybe it needs to be allocated across some more of the funnel, so you're truly bringing people to the natural conclusion that they want to buy from you, and we want to make it easy for them to buy from us. So knowing our customer, that's our job. That's the heavy lifting that we have to do. We have to understand who that best customer is. And I always know when somebody doesn't know that, because they'll give me the answer when I ask, who's your best customer? They'll say, anybody who fogs a mirror. Well, if you're looking for anybody, everybody, and somebody, you'll get their second cousin, nobody. It's not specific enough. And we can just jump right on this device, scroll on down, and find hundreds upon thousands of people who would do the exact same thing. It's important for us to understand uniquely who we service. It doesn't mean that we can't serve everybody, anybody, and somebody. We absolutely can, but they're gravy if we totally miss that best customer who gives us the most pleasure and the most profit. So we really need to identify who that is and understand them in all aspects. How do they make decisions? Where are they actually coming from? What's their background? What device do they like to use? What are their interests? What do they really focus on that really makes them their boat, you know, float or sets them on fire? Who are they? Because that's who we're going to go after, and everybody else is gravy, but we don't want to miss them. So you heard me talking about inventors. One of the inventors I work with actually put together a dog product, so truly he can serve everybody that owns a dog. That's a massive amount of people here in North America. But understand that his best customer, he knows, are women between the ages of 24, 34, who are professional, work in a downtown area, who are college educated and have potentially 1 child, maybe 2, and are driving an SUV. Isn't that interesting? But they also shop at 2:20 a.m. So he doesn't even schedule any of his social posts till 2 o'clock in the morning. Why? It's not that he can't serve everybody who has a dog, but he doesn't want to miss his best customer. Everybody else is gravy. This is the customer that gives him the most pleasure and profit, who will buy consistently. This is the customer at the end of the year when he looks at sales, he may have 1 or 2 other customers that, you know, came in this last hour that were different demographics and psychographics that maybe spent $300, but this customer, this best customer, over the course of the year will spend $30,000, right? So now you see the value in really being really focused about that. It is the biggest argument I have with small businesses, because they like to tell me that they can serve anybody, everybody, and somebody. But again, remember, it takes you a tremendous amount of money. and time and energy to reach out and touch everybody, and you're not Coca-Cola, okay? So let's look at our branding for our business and what we do. Do we have the right logos and colors to build that brand consistency and trust in the brand equity? Can we see all the graphic assessments and attachments and elements that we have across all of our platforms? And is our messaging and voice consistent? Even though it may shift depending on the platform, to adjust for the platform, it might be an idea pin on Pinterest, but on Instagram, we're really into those reels. And then in TikTok, we're taking on those challenges, but everything is related to the brand. So we're not doing some random challenge that's just right out here, but we're doing a challenge of, hey, we're going to do this dance, but I'm a dance instructor. So this is really aligned with what I'm doing. All right. So again, think for your brand, what makes sense for your best customer. And that truly is built in knowing that best customer. So how are you actually providing the values and ideas for your customers? Again, who you are, you want to be able to connect with that core value that your customer actually wants. What is it that you stand for? How do you help champion them through a product, service, or solution that they need? Part of doing that is first setting forth your brand positioning statement. If you all have ever worked with a counselor in any organization in building together your business, you know that you need a brand positioning statement. And this really covers who you serve, what you do so well and what you offer, what differentiates you, what makes you unique. You might have heard it called a unique selling proposition, and your promise or your mission. So here's why a lot of people want a copy of the slide deck. It's just for this brand positioning template. So let me move this little red dot out of the way if you want to take a screenshot of that, so you could put that on your to-do list for today, and that is how you're going to apply already what you learned thus far. You will have this brand positioning statement template where you can fill in who is that best customer, the audience, what challenge or need do you address, the name of your company, what makes your product or your service so unique and different, and of course, because why. Why do you do that? People want to connect with that why that really does build rapport and really knows whether or not you're serious or you're just in it for the money, okay? What is it that you're doing in your mission? Because I love helping small businesses grow. I have been on that other end sitting there wondering, when am I ever going to get cash flow? I've walked the floor, as my accountant has said many times, wondering if I could ever even pay myself. And I know the value when a small business understands how to market, what that means to their family and to their community. That's my why. What's yours? So in this example for Shaolin and Shalika, what you see here is that they want to help working professionals, okay? Remember, going back to that template, what's the challenge? They need a professional, stylish, functional lunch bag. TW Tote provides that, all right? So you see that brand positioning statement. I'm not going to read it to you, but think about yours. Do you have one? I'd love for you to share it. And if you post or tweet about it or share it there and you tag me on social, I will share it in my story and make sure you get a little bit more visibility from that, okay? Let's see. My ideal place is truck stops along busy I-40. There you go. See, now I love that thinking, because that'll help you really hone your message. Not that you can't serve everybody, you can, but you don't want to miss this one, right? So when you're online, you can get your business online through social. A lot of people do. They start their Facebook business page, LinkedIn company page, but you can also use directories, and you can put your name in online marketplaces too. Like, let's say you let them pay things out by Klarna or by Shop Pay. Okay, so if they can pay out in 4 installments and already get what they're going for, you can be in the Klarna marketplace, which gives you a chance to be visible when people are looking to see, who can I buy things from on a payment plan? Because the holidays are coming up. So I don't want to miss that opportunity to spread my money a little bit further, a little bit longer. And you can do that then now showing up in the Klarna marketplace. So maybe that's what you've decided to do in several marketplaces. You could have your own website. When you have your own website, now you have all those connections. So while I'm a huge fan of social, and I'm on all the socials, by the way, so you'll find me wherever you feel comfortable on connecting in social, but you'll see that when you have your own website, now you have all that contact information, because I always ask people in part of their strategy, do you have a way to connect with your customers if your social site goes down? We don't have any control over that. It's rented land. So let's say that somebody in Meta all of a sudden decides, you know what, I don't think your site does this, so they don't give you access and they unpublish your actual Facebook business page. What happens then? How do you connect with everybody? Or let's say they think you're in violation of something, so you're not suspended. How do you stay in connection with everybody? Do you have a fail-safe behind that to help you stay connected with those best customers? And then, of course, you can grow your website as you grow your business. It gives you some good SEO, search engine optimization, making sure you're visible to search when people are looking to know, go, do, or buy. One of the free tools that I love to use is Google Business Profile. Some people know it as Google My Business, GMB. Some people incorrectly call it Google Listing. It is truly called your Google Business Profile. It is 100% free. It is where you can control your information across Google Search and Google Maps for free. You just have to claim and verify that you are the owner of the business. And I love it because it also has some great prime real estate, visual real estate when somebody is searching on search and maps. So this is a great tool. We actually do a full webinar on that, and I'd be happy to do that for you. But if you've got some questions, please let me know in the question box, and we're going to move to the next step of the funnel. We started with awareness, but now we're going to go on to consideration. All right, so let's see. Is this valid? So about believes that the person is unique and deserves products they cater not only to their need. So is that you putting that together, your phrase, Jennifer? And I'm so sorry, it is truly small. So if it goes over a sentence long, it becomes quite lengthy for me to look at, but I will look at it definitely afterwards. If you want to copy and then save that and paste it at the end if it gets lost there, okay? Oh, absolutely. Yes, if you'd love to see the webinar about getting your local business on Google Search and Maps, I would love to do that for you. That's how to optimize, making sure your information is seen correctly, and it is seen in search and in maps. So for consideration, you need to know what answers they need, what questions they have, what answers they need to evaluate your brand or to have the information they need to be able to make a good decision. All right, so as they're going on that path to purchase and decision journey, what is it that your customer does need? Let's see, I've got some questions here. How does Google Business Profile work for someone with a home-based business? Oh, Laura, if you have a home-based business, all you need to do, the third or fourth question when you're setting up your Google Business Profile is, do you want your address to show up on Google Search and Maps? You can still show you service the area, but you suppress the ability for your address to be shown. So you don't want people showing up at your home address. So you just suppress that and show that you have this service or product in the area. Okay, so you just say, no, I deliver products and services to my customers at their location. You do not want your address to show up. And then just do not fall temptation to the first thing that happens when you log in there and you verified and you put in the verification code that you've received. It'll ask you to drop the PIN. Don't do it. Do not be tempted, because once you do that, it will show your address. If you don't want your address to show up, just go past that, and then you put your service areas that you're in. You have up to 20 service areas that you can put in there. Okay. All right, let's see what other questions. We have our Google profile set up, but we don't come up when we search. If you don't come up when you search, my questions to you are, what is your category? Because you have one main category. Have you used all 9 of your subcategories? The 9 subcategories make you unique and really elevate where you show up in search and maps. And do you post at least every 5 days? Because that will also help the algorithm show that you're a viable business. The next question is, then do you connect with other Google tools like YouTube, Google Search Console, Google Analytics, or Google Ads, even Google Merchant Center, because all of those tools pinging each other, verifying that you're a real business, also helps elevate you. So those are some organic search engine things that you can do to optimize your visibility. All right, so consideration. What is it that they need to listen to or to learn for you to deliver value to them? What helps them in developing a relationship for you? This is truly walking in our customer shoes and understanding who they are. Oh, perfect, Janifa. They asked the question. See, that's why I love the question box, that I can read it out. I am sad that you guys can't see everybody's question there, but I can at least read it out so you can learn from each other too. What if my category is not there? Not to worry. There are 3,000 categories fewer, but that's just not enough, right? So choose the one that's closest to what you do. Once you have verified, so you receive the 5-digit security code that you put in there to verify you're the owner of the business, now you can choose 9 subcategories that can help you customize a little bit more about what you do. Like, for example, a tailor shop may be doing tailoring, but they also have dry cleaning, leather repair, leather cleaning, purse cleaning. So all of those become other subcategories that help show the uniqueness of the business. Okay. post, you need to post at least every 5 days, okay? Because that's pings to the algorithm, and that's the way you stay on top of being relevant, okay? So again, what you'll learn is find out from your customers what their true pain point is. I mean, we have a lot in our head, and a lot of times when we're close to our industry, we have industry speak in our language. So we're not even using the words customers use. We need to know from them, walk in their shoes, and it's okay to have a relationship or conversation with your customer. Even if you're not selling them anything, they love to participate and help, especially if they love your product or service because they want you to succeed. Determine what those challenges are and then find out, ask them, where are they spending time online? Really see where they're spending time, where they're finding information. So to learn what they're looking for, what you can do is find out really what is it that they search for? What are the words that they use? And then where do you actually show up? You know, what matters to them will help now you show up in their visibility when they're looking for your product, service, or solution. One of the expert marketing tips, okay, so that you know, is if you search your industry or your business, so let's say that you're in soap making, so I'm in soap making, or you know, original soap, organic soap, or handmade soap, that could be what I put in here into Google search. Toggle, look on the first page of search, toggle all the way down to the bottom. You'll see their green letters, or even in bubbles, that they'll have what are related searches. Everybody, these are keyword phrases right here at the very bottom, that are actively, popularly being searched right now. So if you are trying to figure out what words people are using, in addition to talking to your customers, search your industry out, search your area out, toggle on down here to the bottom, and that is actively what people are searching on Google right now. And if you can fish where the fish are, be where they're searching, and you can align nicely with them, now you get that visibility. One of the other tools to do that is Marla's and I favorite tool, which is Google Trends. It is for free, and you'll go to g.co/trends. You'll see the URL there in the middle. And what that does is for free, it tells you what people are searching for around your business, around your community within the last hour, what they're searching for on YouTube. It will give you all of those details, plus it can even show you what they searched over the last 2 years if you have a longer sales cycle, or what they're using to search for your competitor, to find your competitor, and maybe you can get some of those eyeballs looking your way, okay? And we do a whole session on Google Trends, plus I manage a free marketing community where I really do talk a lot about trends because people don't realize that this tool is available to them. But once you know it, now you know what's valuable content. If you've ever asked yourself, what do I post about today? Now you'll know. Post about what people are talking about. We were working with a veterinarian in Corpus Christi, and people were talking about that day, who's the cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi. And while he wasn't the cheapest, he went ahead and lodged a blog post, all of his posts on social, and all of his videos from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube. He did a video about, we are not the cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi, but we are the best because of these 5 reasons. So he took where the eyeballs are and he showed up where they were, taking advantage of all those people looking, and said, we're not this, but this is why we're this. And you may be looking more for that, especially if your 4-legged friend is more of a 4-legged family member. You'll also know what can inspire them. It'll help you with research to truly know a little bit more about what are some of the issues or concerns your customers having. And it truly does give you a chance to establish your expertise, because a lot of times when we see somebody who really understands us and they get us, we feel very connected to them, and it builds a stronger connection and rapport. We can also do this and share this kind of content that we find that people are looking at through social. Just like I told you, the veterinarian, you can share it in social. You can have this be available for your email marketing. Email marketing is not dead, by the way. All right. People are just looking to make sure that their inboxes are so stressed out, they're not going to give their email address away unless you are going to deliver value. But if it's something they're searching for and you can help them with it, they're going to sign up. You can also use this in YouTube and podcast, online, your website or blog. So there's lots of tips here. You'll see at that URL at the bottom left-hand corner that you can use. And there's an example of how TW Toad actually does that on one of their social accounts. Now remember, it's not about selling, right? You are helping them. You're sharing information. So address the FAQs. Find out what are the top 5 or top 10 frequently asked questions people have when they're coming to see you, and you can do a whole content series on that in video or even blog and email marketing in your post, because now you're asking questions they may not have anticipated yet, or you're asking questions they didn't feel comfortable yet verbalizing or didn't even know how to verbalize. And remember what I said, if you can articulate it better than them, they see you as the solution provider. You can also find out some specs. You can also look and do demo videos or webinars or even provide samples that will help address them in making that better decision. You can also here develop relationships with them. Once you are in consideration, now you can showcase how you solve problems. You can have conversations with them and really help them be able to evaluate you. People will leave businesses before they leave connections and friendships and people. So when they have that person-to-person connection, it truly is that stronger bond. And now we started with TW Tote, but now I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about some things that you can do in your funnel that Tracy and Danny did. Tracy and Danny are a mother-daughter team that started Wicked Good Cupcakes. You might have remembered that back in 2010. They were sending cupcakes all over the world and they were being smashed all to pieces. So they figured out if we put them in a jar, they really last and they stay and make it easy for them to ship. They actually loved that idea once they launched that. In 2013, they went on Shark Tank. They were funded by sharks and off they went. Wicked Good Cupcakes wanted to know more about their customers because they really needed to know how they can improve their site and make buying from them easier. That's really our job, to know our customer well and make it easy for them to buy from us or do whatever it is we want them to do for us to help us grow our business or our nonprofit, if you are a nonprofit here, and give them reasons to come back. So in this instance, Tracy and Danny had holiday packaging that they provided. So they were very much into the holiday side of the business. The only problem is if it wasn't Mother's Day, Easter, or Christmas, then people weren't buying cupcakes from them. What they did then is on their holiday packaging page, they actually put a calendar that talked about here every day in the US is a holiday. It's take your dog to work day, take your daughter to work, honor your nurse day, celebrate doctor's day. It's all of that. And with that, everybody has the opportunity to uniquely pick the cupcakes they want to put in that holiday package for that special day. Now, all of a sudden, they were able to keep customers on their site, seeing that they were addressing whatever need it is that they have. So they were able to improve that by just studying and understanding their customers' needs and what they needed from them to make a decision. This then paves that way to conversion. Remember, we started with awareness was first in the funnel, second consideration, but third is conversion, them doing something successful on your site or successful event that will help you know that this is growing your business or get them closer to doing whatever it is that you want to actually have done. Gets now to conversion. Do leads become customers? So how do you influence that? It really is really understanding the key actions that they need to take. So for example, if I was selling a house and let's say I took a few steps back in the looking zone, so I'm not a commodity, and I'm going to start talking to people who have small children that are going to go off to college, right? So maybe I'm looking at people with children that are 16 years old, celebrating their 16th birthday, maybe even just getting a vehicle, because they're not quite to that part where they're going to be an empty nester, but it's within the next 5 to 6 year scope that's going to happen for them. So if I can think of all the issues that they're going to run into in that part of their journey, then I can answer those questions and provide calls to action and really showcase that I can support them and serve them and make it easy for them to choose me. Make sense? So you want to do that for you. So this is a good slide to take a screenshot of because a lot of people really are weak in building the conversion side of their funnel. They're really great at awareness and consideration, but then lacking for the other two. So for Tracy and Danny, what they did is they gave them lots of opportunity for email sign up. They wanted them to download content about here are the ingredients, this is why we help you in case you have diabetes, in case you have food allergies, all of these things. They made it available in an app and it was able to ping you right away that, oh, remember Laura, Tanisha and Marsha all had birthdays around this day, or they all graduated from college. Well, now this is going to be an upcoming event that you might also want to send a celebratory cupcake about. All right. They also could provide phone call consultation if somebody wants to, they're having a wedding and they want to have cupcakes at every person's seat in the wedding. So what does that look like? How can they help them? All right. So now you can start seeing these actions that people are taking when you have this available. So do you have this available? That's the true question when you look at the site, because these are conversion actions that people actually take. In this instance, it's for Tracy and Danny. So you can see that they have a call to action, because we're all very busy. And a lot of times we may look at something but not know what it is that we need to do next. So now you have the ability to put a good call to action here. Are you looking for customer testimonials? Maybe they're looking for free shipping. That'll help you provide that and let them know that they don't have to spend their hard-earned money on shipping. You take care of that because you want to get your product in their hands. Then, of course, the purchase process. What's that like when you go to conversion? Is it too many steps? Is it like the Spanish Inquisition where you're asking a million questions? Again, make it easy for them to buy from you. Is it easy to check out? Do you have like Shop Pay, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, all of those connected, so they don't even have to fill out a form? Everything's connected there, and I just click buy now. It makes it nice and easy. And do you provide added value? Are you providing them the opportunity so that they can have added value and benefits because they chose you to buy this from, amongst all small businesses and even large businesses that may offer what you have? One of the tools that can help you understand what people are looking at and they value in your site, so truly understanding your customer and how they shop, is Google Analytics. You'll see the URL here, g.co/analytics. You can get to this by being attached to or signed up with a free Gmail account or free Google account, so you do not need the paid workspace account to do any of this or use any of these tools that I've mentioned thus far. But what Google Analytics does is it lets you know how people actually shop on your site. Where do they spend time? Are they downloading that video? Did they just watch it for 10 seconds? Did they look at the PDF? Did they click on this link? Did they go from the home page to the product page, look at the calendar, then go to your blog site? Did they come in from Facebook and then come to your blog site? Did they go off and go to your competitor's blog page? Or did they go to your Facebook page and maybe even your Instagram page to get social proof? What's the behavior? Because now you know what information to present to them when you truly understand what your customer needs in order to make that decision. That'll also help you with online advertising, because if I know, hey, people jump off from our site to go to Facebook to get social proof, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bunch of Facebook ads that are showing all of our testimonials. All right, even the ones that we get on Google, even our product related ones, I'm going to show that because I know that's the flow of my customer. Do you know that? Because I love to read the behavior flow of what people do in Google Analytics, and that is free. And that leads us to the last part of the funnel, which is building loyalty and advocacy. And I'm a fan of this because, hey, this is already somebody who did business with you. They already know, like, and trust you. Let's not make that go away. I find a lot of people who see a sale as the end of the relationship. That's it, and it truly is the beginning, because everybody knows at least 250 other people they can recommend you to. So it's really good time to spend and invest with them. They could be your best advocates for you, really being that feet on the street team for you, sharing your business and what you could provide and how you help them. So as you look at building customer loyalty, do you have a program in place that encourages them to advocate? Do you provide them that opportunity? Do you even ask? I find that most people do not leave great reviews or even share businesses because the business never asks. And don't be surprised by that, because I'll share another factoid that 97% of businesses do not say thank you for a good review. Shocking, right? You would think that's good common things to do, because when you say thank you, it is a signal that you heard your customer. They feel heard, they feel valued. All of us looking at your reviews realize, hey, they listen. Who wants to do business with a business that doesn't listen? Right? So look at that. How are you developing that loyalty and truly taking advantage and nurturing that relationship you have? Is it because you have great customer service? Often that's just the green card for somebody to do business with you. They're looking for amazing customer service before they'll ever share you with their friends. Are you asking for feedback and wanting to have more of a conversation other than this is what I want to sell you next, or I need you to re-sign up? And are you delighting them in ways by truly staying in relationship and in touch? And I see a lot of businesses fail at doing that. Do you provide this opportunity for them through personalized programs? I was just working with a business this morning that has a great program where they do award people, like, you know, you've posted on social, so you get 100 points here and this and that, and you get all these different points that you can use towards products. Now, they're not giving points for reviews because they don't want to be seen that they incentivize reviews, because that actually is seen as a negative. And sometimes then Google will even penalize you because you're rewarding people for good reviews. You just want people to leave reviews, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's always the best. So when you can have those good, really true authentic reviews, testimonials and case studies, and even contests, and encourage them to do social media sharing. That UGC, user-generated content, does so much better than anything that you can professionally produce. People want to see other people like them who use what you have or take advantage of your service, okay? Now, when you manage reviews, you already heard me give you a hint on how you raise yourself to the upper 3% and you're visible well before your other competitors, and that's just by saying thank you. That's how you stand up to that upper 3%. But then you also want to avoid offering those incentives. You want them to share their point of view, but no incentives, okay? And you don't want to advertise, hey, leave me a review and I'll give you this, because all those are considered negative and actually will be penalized by Google, making you show up lower in search. And you have to show up in the first page of search. Every page of search gives you 10 organic search results, and you have to show up there, because people don't look past the first page of search unless they're trying to hunt you down or you owe them money. They're not going to look there. So who can advocate for you? Current customers, they can advocate for you. They really speak from experience. They're seen as true and authentic. Also employee team members, because everybody's connected to a whole network of other people that you may not have access to, so their circle of influence could be valuable to you. I also like this because people I do business with, you know, I am somebody else's best customer. If my business fails, then I can no longer be their best customer. So it truly is that if I eat, you eat. So I want you to help me with this, because when I'm successful, I can do more business with you. So I do talk to my vendors that way, and suppliers, and I don't just call them vendors. They're really our friends, because we work together to make sure each of us are successful. And then you can also work with influencers or affiliates. Affiliates are people who put the link on their site, and you give them a little percentage or $1 or $2 for sending business your way. And when you earn the business, or influencers, if you've seen people who are online really active, who are active and seen and visible to your best customers. So really understanding our best customer and our target market is very important for us. Now, influencers do not have to be huge. You know, I'm PewDiePie and I have millions of people following me. No, no, no. Micro influencers. It could be a dog trainer who only has 150 people following her, but she's seen for, you know what, she's got dog training wisdom. And if you have a pet product or a dog product, she's a micro influencer who is really talking to the best customer that would do business with you. Does that make sense? Deep breath. We've covered a lot today. Now is your challenge. What are you going to apply? Remember, this is all great factoid, and you can have and consider that you heard a lot of good information in the last hour, but that's all it is just time you've spent until you've applied. So knowledge is not powerful until you've applied it. What are you going to apply? I would love to hear in the question box. So let me go here, because I do see some questions. Post on what? On Google. Yes, Anthony, you're going to post on Google. So Google Business Profile has the ability to post. And what I like to do is repurpose what I've used on social, because a lot of people don't see social. Not everybody's on Instagram or on TikTok. Some people just won't go. So knowing that, we know that 99% of people or 98% of people go here when they want to know, go, do, or buy. And we want to show up there too. In fact, if they're in both places, that just confirms even more that you are an expert and can address their need. Okay, so you're posting on your Google Business Profile. Great question. Our CRM sends a Google review when our job is completed. We also respond and say thank you. Respond to negative reviews also. Yeah, if you're in business for any amount of time, you're gonna get a negative review. That just happens. They're going to be trolls. Don't feed the trolls, ignore them. They have nothing to do with your business. But those that are true negative reviews, I do encourage you to respond. I usually use a response like this. That's not the experience we want for you. I'd like to learn more without jeopardizing your privacy. Would you contact me here? Because a lot of people don't realize that the review forums or the review places, even in Google, are very public facing. And sometimes they put too much information in there that really can hurt their privacy. Okay, let's see. When doing an initial marketing campaign for upcoming grand openings, is there value in doing drawings for signing up? Understand you're going to get a lot of people who are just looking for freebies, so they have no interest in that at all. So what's nice is if you could put just even one qualifying question. Hey, sign up for this, and you know, maybe it's that you sell TVs. Sign up for this, and we're looking for whoever's had their TV and we're giving an extra special prize for whoever has had their TV for the longest time, or oldest TV you have in the house, or the most number of TVs you have in the house. But now you get a little bit of data and information and get to know them better, plus it qualifies them better in the drawing. Does that make sense? All right, some really, really good questions here. Before I launch into the rest of the Q&A, because I will turn that off to keep for your privacy, remember that's only for the people that are here, I do want you to know that you are going to take one of these and really build this out. What is it that you're going to focus on? Let me know in the question box and add that to your to-do list. This actual slide, when it comes to you, will be helpful in your checklist, as will this slide, okay? Now, there are also other tools that you have available to you where you can learn more through either our YouTube channel on Google, or you can take a career certificate and apply to go through a scholarship for free, so you really are becoming an expert in digital marketing or e-commerce, or just reach out to the Google partner that invited you, because they have, if you go to this site, google.com/grow, it will show you every webinar session that I can lead and do for you, that they can do for you, and we can work together and bring something that helps and advances you along in being more aware, for you to be considered, for you to convert, and then also then to work with your loyal customers. These are who your Google partners now are, and these are who to reach out to, who can help you. And again, I'm going to stop that recording right now. So